Hey everybody, Lee from PcjunkieMods. Today's an awesome day. I finally got all the parts to move forward on my personal desk. So in this video we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about some modifications. I'm going to show you what I've done to the desk. I'm also going to show you the parts that I just received from various vendors. And then I'll also show you what the desk looks like now that it's powder coated. Another cool thing that I'm going to be showing you is my cool custom Sli Bridge. And then of course my Titan Blacks. So let's go ahead and move over to the parts. So here's the custom brackets that I created for the power supplies. So one is for one side power supply, one is for the other power supply. Pretty much the same. I made this design the same, so kind of nice cool look with the little tab here, even though I don't really need it. I didn't do that on purpose, obviously. For some reason I was thinking they had to be the same. And once you flip the power supply, it actually has the two holes across instead of the hole up here in the corner. Not a big deal. So now what I'm going to do is I need to cut these holes out here. This will be the my storage side, so this is the ITX setup. This will be the hole behind my hard drives. I'll have 4 hard drives there, and then I'll have 4 hard drives here. So I need access to the wires behind the hard drives because they'll be standing straight up. So I need to cut out this hole, and then that hole, and then right here I need to also make a slice for the PCI Express, so that the end of the graphics card has that little tab that needs to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then once that's done, I have all the parts ready to go to powder coat now. So here's the legs in pieces, the support pieces for the legs. These are the trim pieces for the legs. I have the rest of the stuff, the Harbinger symbols that go on the side, and then the little tray underneath, then the other motherboard tray, and then the center cover piece. And then I also have this box full of goodies. This is all the little stuff that goes to the desk, and and I even got, this will be a surprise, but you kind of, maybe you can tell what that is. So that'll be in there. So all that little stuff there. Then I have the main frame of the chassis here, and then here's the trim, the skirt that goes on the back. So I'm pretty much ready. I mean, the only modifications I really made to the chassis was I drilled out the holes bigger here. That's about it. That's all I've done to this guy. I did these custom not really custom, all they are 90-degree angles. These will hold my custom hard drive cage for my SSDs. Here's the IO here, and then these are the, just in case, I'm going to be using all the 5 1/4, but I'm going to get everything powder coated the same. Since they send them, I might as well put them the same color. And then these guys here, I'll be getting those done. Those are the 5 1/4 brackets. So I need to cut this out also. I've already marked it, so I went ahead and cut this last night. So this will get powder coated too. I'm going to cut it straight down from there, and then back in here there's a line that I drew. I'm going to cut straight across here and then cut it off, and I'll cut it off here. I don't want to cut too much here because the leg is right there, so I got to be careful how much I cut off there because I don't want the support gone. But that's about it. I mean, this is the main wall to the setup. As you can see here, it's already notched out for this IO. So that's it. Let me get cracking here on cutting. Alright, so I finished this piece. This is the motherboard tray for the ITX side, so I cut out all that. I cut out this and that, and then I drilled the holes where the hard drives will mount. And then I made a slot for GPUs or PCI Express devices to slide through. That's about it. I mean, I also did the cutout on this piece. I can't really see, it's way down there, but They're all in my car already, so I can head over to the powder coat and drop it off. As you can see, I did the cutout there also. Came out pretty good. That's about it. So now I'm just gonna go drop all this crap off at the powder coat. By the way, for powder coating, I used Applied Coatings in Lodi, California. James is an awesome dude. All right, so what I was referring to earlier, custom Sli Bridge. So this is the Nvidia Sli Bridge. So I'm not quite sure how you're able to get your hands on these. From my understanding is it has to be in a system, like a pre-built bought system, or maybe even like a three, let's say for the three-way you'd get maybe a three-way bundle, something like that. So anyways, I'm excited to have this. Like I said, it lights up right here. The green emblem will light up, so it almost has the same little cross beam here look to the cards. As you've probably seen the cards. I haven't even opened these yet. So what I mean by that cross beam is right here, the one that goes around the GeForce logo. So yeah, so I have two of these right now. I'm supposed to be getting another one here pretty quick. So let's go over some more of the parts. So EK was kind enough to send me a bunch of stuff. So I got the EK triple parallel terminal, the bridge, then 3 of the EK FC 780 GTX Ti blocks, and then 3 of the back plates are sitting right there. As you can tell in the background, I'm working on another PC. That's a build for Intel. So also let's continue with the EK parts here. So, and then also we have the EK Supremacy Clean CSQ. I have 2 of those, 1 for each system, and then I got 2 of the pumps. I probably should ask for 3 since I have 3 reservoirs here, but I think I have another pump laying around. So these are the D5 enabled pumps from PcjunkieMods. So I just want to definitely give a big shout out to PcjunkieMods and EK in this video, and Red Harbinger, because of the fact that they're helping me out with this. Red Harbinger was kind enough to send me the desk, which I'll show you here in a minute because it's no longer silver. And then of course EK and PcjunkieMods sent me all these goodies. Some of the stuff, like I said, I have from the previous build, like these guys I had already, but I just wanted to put them in the video because I'm going to be using them. So this is the D5 enabled, and as you can see, it has the vortex break in the middle, which is basically break up the flow, so that way your liquid's not spiraling like crazy. So you just attach your D5 to the end here, and then on the bottom here it's got a flat surface. This is where you would mount it, and then your D5 enabled setups, they actually would come with one of these little guys, a template for the hole pattern. So if you actually just lay that on there, it actually lines perfectly up with the holes. Kind of wish that this was actually a full piece that did both sets of holes, and same thing for the shotgun res, because it just kind of ends, so I have to figure out the measurement in between the holes. Not a big deal, but you know. So and then as far as the other res goes, this will go on, that one will go on my little ITX setup, my server, home server. So this is something that's in the works right now. Pretty much I was working on these. I don't think there's much more work to do to it, but I mean, I do have one, and of course NDA. You know, I had to sign an NDA, but Brian did tell me that I could post pictures and stuff, so I don't see why I wouldn't be able to put video up. Very nice, very clean, very cool concept. Maybe I should turn it toward the light here. So basically, you put your 2 pumps on here. The biggest difference between this setup and the other setup is that the D5 enabled single is it has okay, so you can go in here and out on that side, but for the maximum flow, to make sure your liquid's constantly moving around, you'd want to use the top as the end. But the only out on this is to that side, to the left. Being that this one is a single and this one's a dual, this one you could technically go out here or out on the other side. If I open this, because there's a block that you put in here, you can make this reservoir a couple different things. So it can be one loop setup or a dual loop setup. If you make it a dual loop setup, then what you do is you take this block, because I have it set up for a single loop, so you take this block, flip it around and put it back in, because it's ported on one end of the block and blocked on the other end of the block, and it has 4 O-rings on it, and it slides in and then screws in from the back side. So in order to make that a single loop, you'd have the port open, so there, if I pull this cap off, I can see all the way through to the other end. Since I have it capped here because I'm going to be coming in to the top of this side, most likely, well, I don't know yet, depending on where it lines up in my system, I may come in on this side over here, because I also have this one bridged, so that way the liquid can shoot straight across to the other side, fill both reservoirs. At first I thought about having it capped and having it in on one side and an out on the other, but you know, just to get the maximum flow out of this and to utilize both reservoirs to their full capacity, I decided to have them both open at the ends, so that way everything flows nicely together. The cool part, another cool part here, is the multiple port options on the other end for intake. So you have 2 on the sides and then 2 on the tops here. So that's a nice setup for different configurations and different ways you might want to set it up. So I mean, that pretty much covers the reservoirs. So I haven't had a chance to test or use either one yet. I am going to be testing this one on the open bench prior, and they do come with all the rings, the extra rings to put the pumps on the end. Basically, you put the pump on there. You have to put the O-ring inside it, and then there's another little O-ring that goes in it also. There's 2 O-rings, and then you put the pump on there, and you slide the ring on the back and tighten it down. Comes with all the screw packs and all the extra O-rings and stuff. So, and then also I'll be using the new Revolver Fittings, the dual color. So it's got little, these ones are silver stripe, dual stripe with black. So these will be replacing out all the silver knurled ones that I had before. These ones are just nice and smooth. It should go really well with my build. And I got the cool little wrench here. Check out the wrench. So yeah, cool. So this is used 2 different ways. This end is actually slides over. If I can do this with the camera in my hand, slides over the base, and there's a couple flat spots on it. Let's see if I can do this. I think the damn thing will stop moving. Okay, it's being complicated. There's a flat spot right there. I had to do it with 2 hands. Okay, so you'd be able to tighten down the base into your part. Basically, you want to make sure that stays flat when you're turning it, and then also for the tops of the revolvers, there's 2 little hooks on the end. They actually just drop right into the holes, and they'd be on the outside of your tubing. I will be using PETG tubing on this. I'll use clear. Most likely one setup will be blue, one setup will be white. That's not 100% yet, not sure. So anyways, so moving on. So fan grills. I got some of the custom Tricolor Trilayer, what do you call these? I forget what you call them, but they're awesome. I used them on my last build. Basically, you can get this in any color you want. It could be red and blue, black and white, pink and purple, I don't know, whatever colors they offer, and they offer quite a variety of different colors. So yeah, so I got these. I got 2 360s and 2 480s. and then they're all going to be going on. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put, like, snatch a pair of my wife's nylons and put like an actual filter in here. I'm contemplating that. I may do that just to cut down on dust. So that's kind of still up in the air. So we'll see what happens. Some more goodies that came for the build are some Antec fans and power supplies. So we got some True Quiet 120mm UFO blue LED, 14 of these bad boys. Not quite sure. They got kind of a different style mounting setup here. It's a real spongy corner, so you can't really like screw into them per se. So I'm gonna try to figure out how, because 3 of these won't have a radiator on them, so I'll have to figure out how I'm gonna actually get them to stay on the case. I'm pretty sure that if you use a big enough screw in that hole that it'd probably work. But anyways, and then also they sent some High Current Pro 1000-watt fully modular power supplies. They are platinum. So I got 2 of them. One's a little overkill for the server side, but you know, hey, never can have too much power, right? So that pretty much covers the parts. So let's go ahead and move over to the desk, since it's been powder coated since the last time you've seen it, and we'll talk a little bit about that. All right, so taking a look at the desk now, it is blue. Has a bluish color. Well, I mean, it's blue, but it has like a silver flake in it, or silver. It's like a two-tone. Hard to explain and really hard to see. I don't know how good I don't know if you can see that silver in there, but yeah. So the whole desk has been powder coated. It actually has MMPC Tech case feet on the bottom. Went ahead, I had a pair laying around and I needed some kind of feet to put under it, so I went with that route instead of putting like a 4x4 post, as I was talking about earlier. It seems to be enough room for me to slide underneath without hitting my legs on the this little area here. So this is pretty much the layout. I have my Asus P9X79E WS motherboard in there with 32 gigs of platinum Dominator RAM. And then I have the 4960X installed. Then I have a 360 rad here in the front, and then I have 8 730 series 480 gig SSDs, which will probably be in a RAID 0. Not quite sure yet. I'll have them on a RAID card. Then I'll put my video cards in, and then a RAID card on the end. I also got a 480 rad there, and this 480 rad on the back will actually be for the CPU on that side. The reason I went with the 480 is I'm going to have the fans on really low speed. It'll be on all the time, so more surface area means staying cooler. And then also on that side I have the my 8 3TB Seagate Barracudas. Those will be for my home server. And as you can see, I got the reservoirs just laying in there, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And then I also have the GeForce logo there in the middle. So I'm hoping to use that there. That's why it's sitting there. It's already actually mounted. Haven't completely decided yet. Let's go to the other side. So then on this side I have my Aquaro components, and I've decided to use this combo drive here for a DVD drive. And then, well, it's not mounted. And then inside there's an SSD, and it also gives me USB ports for the server. The server has the 3770K. This is the Asus P8H77 dash something. I'm not quite sure what. I think it's just the P8H77. And then it has my Adaptec 6805 RAID card, and then I want to say 4 or 8 gigs of RAM. Pretty sure it's 8, but you never know. Of the Platinum Dominators, or not Platinums, but Dominators, Corsair Dominators. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, for the most part, this setup is only going to run. People are asking me, why do I have 2 motherboards in my system? This setup will only run this storage. That's all it's going to do. I'm not going to use it to surf the web. I'm not going to use it for anything. It's just going to be to take care of my storage and be a standalone system that I'm able to log into or grab files or whatever through my house. So this will be the main storage unit for the whole household, and that'll be in a RAID 10. So everything will be backed up to here via the network and stuff, the home group. So, and then also, so that is why I have the second system, just to control my RAID and keep it simple, you know, because my gaming system's probably not going to be on all the time, whereas this one will be. And then, so what I'm going to do here is I have 3 more power adjusts. So the 3 more power adjusts will be mounted this way, facing back, and then all the wires will be kept inside this little square. These 2 ports will actually come out. So for the most part, I think I'm going to talk to PcjunkieMods about actually making a custom cover that will be a piece of acrylic. Maybe it'll say PcjunkieMods and PcjunkieMods and EK on it or something like that, and it'll go from these 5 1/4 across to those 5 1/4 with the ports that port through. So this concludes part 2 to my personal build. I'd like to give a special thanks out to Red Harbinger, Intel, Nvidia, Antec, PcjunkieMods, and EK. Be sure to come back for part 3, because in that video we'll be going over the water cooling and some acrylic bending. Once again, thanks for watching my video. Until next time.